This is Chris, the Dating Doc, and in this video, we're going to look at the tumultuous relationship between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith, but this is not a gossip column. What we're going to do is we're going to look at this through the lens of the real ideals between hard traits versus soft traits in a man, and how that can shape a woman's decision-making process. Stay with me until the end as I'll ask some questions for you to ponder on how this couple may be redefining marriage and relationships. It's important we first look at the timeline and pay attention to particular dates and trigger points that may have led to one action that would then result in another. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett-Smith married on December 31st, 1997. They first met in 1994 when Jada auditioned to play Will's girlfriend on the hit show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Ironically, she was told she was too short for the part. Now keep in mind that at this time, Will was married to Cherie Zampino. I swear, that name sounds like a mob boss's daughter. Fast forward to 1995, where Jada caught Will's eye on the TV show, A Different World. I'm telling you right now, she was looking so fine back then. I'm telling you, bad. I mean, just look at this footage right here. Well, this is where it gets good. That year, Will filed for divorce. Will wasn't quite for the streets, but he was on the sidewalk. Surprise, surprise, he soon began dating Jada. In 1997, they officially tied the knot, and she was pregnant with her son Jaden at the time. Initially, Jada didn't have any desire to wed. This is something she spoke to People magazine about in 2019. Jada's mother insisted they get married due to her old school beliefs, and Will wanted a family. So she said, and I quote, "All right, maybe it's something I should do." In the 2000s, they welcomed their second child, Willow. In 2013 is when the rumors started about their relationship, more so about Jada saying Will can do whatever he wants, aka alluding to an open relationship, as long as he can look himself in the mirror and be okay, because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. The point she was wanting to make, as clarified on Facebook that year, was that their relationship is between trust, love, and how they coexist. In some ways, she has a talent of saying a bunch of nothing, such as using the word entanglement, instead of simply saying she hooked up with another man and admitted to being wrong. June 2015 is around the time that she met August Alsina, while they were both there to support Jaden and Willow, who were performing at the Wireless Festival in London. Now in 2018, Will Smith revealed that the Smiths are beyond traditional relationship labels. He reveals Jada as his life partner instead of his wife. Now here's my take. The traditionalists may scorn this or see this as a scapegoat from him being a husband. I actually see this as looking at life as an eternal partnership rather than the surface labels of husband or wife. Words have meaning. 2020, August Alsina claimed he had a relationship with Jada. So let's review. August explained that her marriage was open at the time. I do find it funny how the internet has a way of doing some virtual signaling based on the traditional concept of marriage. Pretty sure that those that have cheated and or were lousy partners or divorced virtue signaled Will and Jada to the bank. August goes on to say that he sat down with Will and even had a conversation due to the transformation from marriage to life partnership. Will gave him the blessing to do what they did. A month later, Jada comes clean on the acclaimed Red Table Talk Facebook Watch show. She denies that Will ever gave August permission and claims her and Will were on a break. But now, this is where Tupac comes in. If you didn't know, Jada and Tupac, who was killed in a shooting in 1996, shared an exceptionally close friendship. The two attended the Baltimore School for the Arts together and quickly became inseparable after connecting over their shared passion for theatrical arts. Despite years of speculation around whether or not there was more to their friendship, both Jada and Tupac confirmed several times that things between them were platonic. In 2017, Jada revealed that she and Tupac had gotten into a hardcore fight before his death. Will Smith says, "In the beginning of our relationship, my mind was tortured by their connection. He was Pac and I was me. Though they were never intimate, their love for each other is legendary." Will goes on to write in his book that he felt jealous of Tupac's fearless passion and militant morality, which he would compare to his own inability to stand up to his father, with whom Will shared a turbulent relationship due to his father's pattern of violent behavior and alcohol use. As a result, Will writes, he felt insecure and cowardly against the late rapper. What's more, Will compares Tupac to his younger brother Harry, who would often stand up to their abusive father, noting that he felt inadequate in comparison to both. Tupac was like Harry, he writes. He triggered the perception of myself as a coward. I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered a raging jealousy. I wanted Jada to look at me like that. Will goes on to share that he felt an odd happiness when his and Jada's relationship began to progress, meaning she spent less time with Tupac, which he called a twisted kind of victory. If she chose me over Tupac, there was no way I could be a coward, he writes. I have rarely felt more validated. I was in a room with Tupac on multiple occasions, but I never spoke to him. The way Jada loved Pac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. I was too immature. Jada Pinkett-Smith recently shared an exclusive poem from Tupac Shakur for his 50th birthday. The internet was in a frenzy. For many, the post brought up thoughts about Will Smith's feelings and memories of Jada's entanglement with August Alsina. For Outlaw's MC Napoleon, however, the poem prompted him to take a trip down memory lane. During an interview on Art of Dialogue, Napoleon recalled Pac's admiration of Jada as they watched a quote-unquote boring movie. Napoleon says, I remember when I first came around Pac. Jada Pinkett was in a movie, he said. It may have been the first movie she starred in with one of the Wayans brothers. I can't remember the name of it. We went down to Atlanta, and I'm a kid, and I'm like, this movie is boring as hell, he continued. But Pac was just staring at the screen, just paying attention and really heavily involved in the movie, really focused. The Outlaw's MC then flashed back to another Tupac memory. In this particular occurrence, he remembered that Pac was upset after receiving a phone call from the girl's trip star shortly after she and Will started dating. The second time, I probably heard him talk about her when he went to LA, and he was very upset, said Napoleon. Pac came in the room, he was like, Jada gonna contact me like me and tell me don't do nothing to Will Smith. So Pac was upset, he went on. I guess it kinda hurt him. He had a lot of love for Jada Pinkett, a lot of respect for her, a lot of respect for her. Though Tupac calmed down and eventually let the situation die down, Napoleon explained that the late rapper was frustrated because he questioned Jada's perception of him. He was offended when she asked him not to do anything to Will Smith. From a standpoint not to be violent towards him, he said, I think that just hurt him more than anything. Because he was like, what do you think this is? I'm not walking around being an impulsive, violent individual, so I think that probably hurt his feelings at the particular time. Let's now shift focus on the traits of a hard versus soft man by looking at the phrase of militant morality, as Will referred to Tupac's way of thinking. I would even dare say that militant morality can be almost analogous way of saying that you have to have a sense of purpose or a strong belief in a belief system. Morality, as defined by Webster's dictionary, is a particular system of values and principles of conduct, especially one held by a specified person or society. Will admits to being immature, which is defined by Oxford Dictionary, is defined by having or showing an emotional or intellectual development appropriate to someone younger. So for all intents and purposes, Jada viewed Tupac as a man of internal strength, while Will may have been seen as yet not fully developed emotionally or mentally. This is key for the development of a man. You cannot be jealous, and at the same time, you must have a direction or path. Albeit, Will offers soft traits such as openness and communication. Those are needed for long-term relationship sustainment, but for some of the manosphere circles can be considered blue pill thinking. When taken into the context, it is easy to generalize Tupac as having solely hard traits, and Will's being soft, but they are not mutually exclusive. Will Smith obviously possesses strong traits that have led him to success, and it seems he is an involved and loving father, which are more soft traits. Tupac, on the other hand, was not only the thug or gangster rapper label that was thrust upon him, but also possessed soft traits, as can be seen in some of his first interviews just years separated from the Baltimore School of the Arts. So if you've made it this far, I have some questions for you. What personality traits do August Alsina and Tupac possess that Will Smith does not? How would you define soft and hard traits in a man? When it comes to those hard traits in a man, do they override soft traits when it comes to sexual attraction? Also, I would like to know, would Jada and Will's relationship have lasted this long if it remained under the confines of a marriage instead of the open partnership they adjusted to? Would love to read your thoughts and comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Thank you for watching. This is Chris, the Dating Doc, signing out. Peace.